What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are boarding White Base once again as we go through Mobile Suit Gundam, the origin manga. Last time, Garma and Char soaked up the Hollywood sun, while White Base assisted some rebels in retaking Los Angeles. Char betrayed Garma, and White Base was able to destroy his Gao. This time, White Base heads south towards Jaburo. Ramba Ral attacks the crew, and Sayla acts a little shady. So let's get into this. Dozel and the rest of the Zabi family makes its way back to Side 3. Everyone is consoling Degwin, but Giran wants to use this opportunity to bolster morale. Degwin wants to mourn without a fanfare. Bright is talking to Matilda. He is informed that he killed a Zabi family member back during their last attack. This is still classified, even to the rest of White Base crew. One thing to note is that manga artists usually use screen tones to give the illusion of gray by using just black and white, so it can cause dynamic shading and allow the artist to take shortcuts. But when you color over it, you have to make the shading more dynamic without making it look weird. This is where American comics thrive. Welcome to my art direction TED Talk. EFF is keeping an eye on White Base and allowing them to act as a ragtag crew, mainly to test new types, specifically Amuro. He happens to be listening in on their conversation. Amuro stumbles back to his room to find Frau Bo wondering what he is up to. The next day, Lieutenant Matilda makes her leave. Frau is jealous. Degwin is watching old video messages from Garma. He goes to give his eulogy to the people of Zeon. Meanwhile, in Zanzibar, Ramba Ral and Hammond Crowley are tracking down White Base. During the ceremony, Kycelia notes that Char hasn't responded to their summons. Dozel says that after he couldn't take down the White Base himself, he booted him out of the attack force. Dozel and Degwin mourn while the two sociopaths on the end plot. White Base spots the Zanzibar and takes evasive actions. The two ships are getting hit by lightning. All the Spacenoids freak out and they think they're getting attacked. In many ways, Spacenoids are really ignorant. Ral teaches his team what lightning is. Bright descends to get off radar. They look for somewhere to touch down and hide. Ral starts monitoring the area for magnetic fields. Hammond and Ral sweet-talk one another. He says that his mustache will bring him victory, and he kisses Hammond before getting into the goof. This is his teammates Akus and Kozun's first battle, as he tells them not to chase too far. Some of the panels of White Base flying through coastal regions are beautiful. Go check them out, as it is something I can't do justice. Ramba Ral's team drops down. He instantly notices there isn't too much anti-air weapons near the rear arms and attacks that area. We see Ral's genius more in the comic, as he is able to make a tactical decision before even touching down on Earth. Kai, Jabjan, and Hayato move to the rear. The gun cannons move in and attack the team, but they are no match for the goof. Amuro spots the goof and thinks it is a high-mobility Zaku. Ral goes in and uses the heat rod on Grandpa. They engage in melee combat.
Say the line, Bart!
Ramba Ral does the thing. Whoops, wrong clip. Kai comes to back up Amuro. Kozun throws a cracker grenade, and the Zeon squad makes their retreat. Amuro wonders why they let them go as they had the upper hand. Somewhere in the undergrounds of Caracas, one of Kycelia's men enters a nightclub. Here he meets Char, who is watching Giran give his speech. The White Base crew watches on as well. Amuro and Frau hold hands for a brief moment. Bright yells at the Zabis for plotting against Zeon Zum Daikun and creating a dictatorship under his name. In Origins, it seems there's more factions that seem to believe that Zeon Zum Daikun was assassinated. Kycelia meets with General Garcia Romeo on Earth. They're making their move on South America, but they still don't actually know where the location of Jaburo is. They believe it is somewhere near the Pacaraima Mountains. Remember, also, Jaburo is not just one base, but a collection of bases underground. Kycelia wants to talk to the prisoner. It is Char. She wonders why he got Garma killed. Kycelia sees through Garma and his intentions, but Char recognizes his revenge is now on the other Zabi members. In order to get on their side, he has to play their game. He wants to be assigned to her team and also not be killed. In exchange, he will tell her how to break into Jaburo. Some bunker busters are propped up in the mountains firing down on the Amazon. Suddenly, a GM comes in and karate chops the bunker buster. In Zanzibar, Kycelia and Romeo are scouting the area. They suddenly get a red alert. They are informed that a new white mobile suit is attacking Zeon forces. Kycelia pulls up data on Char, but the Amazon is a maze. Romeo thinks that he has abandoned his mission, but Kycelia gives him more time. A Zeon spy team is heading down the river when they get attacked by some of the locals. However, they go from hostile to friendly when they see Char's face. Ral and his team make it to Earth. He swaps out his Zanzibar for a Gallop. The Zanzibar will be taken to Makuve in Odessa. Whitebase makes it to the Andes Mountains. They are following the mountain line as they head south. Master Sergeant Benjamin Adams suggests an altitude below 4,000 meters. He is new to the manga and a character that shows that Whitebase wasn't a complete skeleton crew. Kai mentions that they haven't seen Char recently, and Sayla goes, "Oh snap, we might have killed him the other day. I guess it just hit her." Meanwhile, Amuro is obsessed with collecting data on the goof, as EFF currently has none. Ral and Hammond have a conversation about staying loyal to the Daikun family. Because of this, Ral wasn't made one of the great generals in the Zeon military. But Dozel has tasked him with taking down the Gundam and Whitebase. Regardless, he rose in the ranks until he refused to take part in Operation British, which is how he is demoted to lieutenant. In the anime, Ramba Ral is referred to as the Blue Giant because of his guerrilla tactics during the Battle of Loom, but since he didn't participate in Operation British, he was removed and thus didn't participate in the Battle of Loom either. The underling makes it to Odessa to meet with Makube. He wonders why Daikun's loyal boy is trying to prove something here on Earth. He just lets him be. If he wants to find out what the battle is like, let him. Whitebase runs into the Gallop. Hammond preps for battle. At the speeds they're going, gun cannons and gun tanks can't launch, but the Gundam can. Amuro heads out. Ral launches with Akus and Kozun while Hammond hangs back. As they launch, Amuro notes that their vernier thruster output is higher than he thought. Ral uses a smokescreen around the Gundam and begins punching it. The Gundam's leg is malfunctioning, and Ral notes this. He attacks the weak point and breaks the Gundam's leg. As this is going down, the gun cannon team is handling the two Zakus. One of the Whitebase red shirts is Daniel Schoenberg. He is able to take down Akus. Ral sees this and tells Kozun to retreat, but they have the Gundam. That is when Kai and the gun cannon tackles the Zaku. They take the pilot hostage. Bright interrogates their new POW Kozun. Amuro is going over data. He is mad that he didn't get a single thing right. As he takes a break, he finds Mirai and Bright talking about how the rest of the team can hold their own, so he is going to take Amuro off the Gundam. Amuro overhears this and he decides to leave Whitebase, just like the anime. Sayla heads down to the brig and convinces Jabjan and Mirai to let her talk to the prisoner. She asks about Shar Aznavour, and Jabjan kicks her out. Amuro hides the Gundam and finds a town close by to get some water. Frau Bo thinks that Amuro will return, but the rest of the crew is over his selfishness. This causes Frau Bo to become upset and leave Whitebase as well. Amuro is getting down on some bread when a Samson pulls up. It is Ramba Ral and his team. Hammond Crowley offers to pay for some food, but he denies. Ral insists that they eat with him when Zeon finds Frau sneaking around. Ral looks at Amuro and says, "Hey, is that a gun in your pants? Or are you just happy to see me?" I mean, they had to know that this looks like Ramba Ral touching Amuro's penis, right? Someone signed off on this. Of course, it is Amuro's gun. He lets them go, but has one of his men follow Frau back to Whitebase. He communicates back to Ral that he found the Trojan horse. Meanwhile, Kozun has a communication device in one of his teeth and tries to get a hold of Zeon. That is when Sayla comes in asking about Char once again. He tells her about the rumors of potentially being the son of the Chosen One, Zeon Daikun. While this is happening, Whitebase finds an unknown communication signal coming from the lower decks. Bright listens in to find out that it is Sayla. Ral preps for an attack while Amuro runs back into the desert to find the Gundam buried in the sand. They begin their attack. While this is happening, Kozun is able to make his escape from his cell. Bright is informed that the prisoner escaped. Sayla wants to go handle the situation. He allows it, but the bridge crew give each other a look, thinking Sayla may be a spy. He is able to finally contact Ral and tell him that Whitebase crew is lacking in manpower. He continues his assault. Sayla begins chasing the POW. In the show, they go from the conversation in the brig directly to the chase. On the outside of the ship, it is quiet, but Whitebase is bombarded. During this attack, Sayla drops her gun. The two scuffle. She does a Sonya Blade kick and picks up her gun. Outside, Kim and Ryu run into Ramba Ral. He tears through the gun tank, killing Kim. "Oh no, not Kim! He was like my 6th favorite gun tank pilot!" Kai is upset and rushes Ral. Mirai suggests that they do an emergency takeoff. Ral destroys Daniel Schoenberg's gun cannon. He jumps out before it explodes, but oh man, that looks like it hurt. Sayla gets back on her feet. Kozun finds a jetpack and makes it to an emergency hatch. Oh man, is this about to be as unhinged as the anime? I think so. Omer comes in and says, "I could help," and whips out a rocket launcher and blows up the hatch, killing Kozun in the process. I love this scene so much because it goes from 1 to 10 instantly. I guess Omer gets stuff done. Ral takes out Ryu and Hayato when Amuro finally comes in to assist. The two engage in battle. They are able to tear through each other's cockpit, and Ral recognizes that it is the boy from the restaurant. Ral swings off to fight another day, and Amuro walks away from an explosion. Amuro is thrown into the brig for running off with the Gundam. And that will do it for this episode. This episode gave us a lot of nuance that we didn't really see in the show. Gozel's empathy, contrasted with the two older siblings' sociopathy, was better emphasized in the manga. Also, the white base crew seems more hesitant of Sayla as she comes off more as a potential spy, more so than in the anime, where everything was explained with one conversation, more or less. We see the actions of Char failing to save Dharma and how it plays into his overall revenge. In the next episode, we will see the end of the Ramba Ral arc, and we will make our way to Jaburo. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, if you are a disgraced Zeon soldier, just wait 20 years until everyone forgets. Peace.